It's absurd that you should have to go to work at this hour.
Well, it's just until Haley's comet is set. It brings out the crazy in people, you know.
Unhand me, Constable. I will not be treated as a thief. I didn't take anything of value.
What's going on here?
I confiscated some pills from a charlatan who claimed they provide protection against the cyanogen from the comet's tail.
Will we pass through the comet's tail tomorrow night?
Yes, but the gas will be way too diffuse to have any effect. He was just preying on weak minds.
I'll take care of this, Constable. So this offended you as a citizen?
It offended me as a rational human being.
Oh, I appreciate your rationality, sir. I'll let you off with it this time, but no more confiscating pills.
People just need to see that Halley's Comet is this big snowball that's circling around the sun, and this is our once-in-a-lifetime privilege to be able to see it.
Well, it is going to be a wonderful sight. You seem to know a lot about it.
Space is an interest of mine. I'm a scientist.
Oh, so's my father. What field?
Engineering mostly, but I'm also a rocket man.
Rocket man?
Yeah, low Earth orbit mostly, circling the Earth every 92 minutes. It's lonely out in space.
What did I tell you? People are going mad already.
So long, world! So long! We're all gonna die!
It's lovely, isn't it?
It is. I just wish people weren't so...
Stupid?
Well, that's one word. Look, I have to check on a break-in that was reported earlier on Tate Street.
Suppose I'll see you at home.
You will.
Good night, Constable.
It's the end of the world!
Sir, please let go of me!
You have to believe me!
Sir!
It's the end.
Sir!
The end.
Just rushed up and grabbed me, sir. Nearly scared me to death. He was going on about the end of the world. I just assumed it was another chap gone loony from the comet.
Any witnesses?
Not to his stabbing, sir, but somebody remembered seeing him near King and Sumac.
Appears to have been stabbed at least 4 times.
Sir, have a look at his knees.
Yes, he was definitely kneeling in something.
Humber Station to Don Station, 8:15 p.m.
Humber Station is just north of Bolton on the CP line.
So if he left at 8:15,
He'd have arrived at Don Station shortly after 9.
and he was killed when?
Roughly 11:30.
So he knocked around for a couple of hours. Perhaps he's from here. Do we have a name?
No name, no witnesses, no motive. I've asked Henry to pass his photograph around the area.
If you ask me, it's all this comet madness. The whole city's gone crackers. Thank God it only happens once every 76 years.
Sirs, look at this.
What is it, George?
It's not pertaining to the case directly, sir.
Mr. Crabtree, your skills as a creative and original thinker make you an ideal asset for a project of great importance for the future of humanity. Please attend our presentation. Convene outside the Elmwood Arms Hotel at noon. Today?
Not bloody likely.
But, sir, it's regarding the future of humanity.
An original thinker. That's a kind way of putting it.
You don't know who sent this?
No, sir.
Well, George, we do have a case to solve.
Well, I know, but...
Good morning, all. Look, will you? This came in the mail.
No, that's just like mine.
Oh, so it is. How curious.
Dr. Ogden, your skills in the fields of medicine and psychology make you an ideal asset for a project of great importance for the future of humanity.
They want us to convene at noon.
You're going, then?
Of course we are. We wouldn't want the future of humanity to be imperiled by our absence.
I thought exactly, Doctor.
Oh, look at the time. We should run.
Thank you, sir.
Bloody hell, Murdoch. You're a soft touch.
Wow, this is quite the gathering.
I recognize a few people.
As do I. In the university, mostly.
George Crabtree!
Miss Struthers, are you also considered indispensable to the future of humanity?
I'm needed for my innovative approach to applied mathematics.
Ah, indeed. Dr. Arden, this is Melody Struthers.
Do you know what this is all about?
Not the foggiest. And if anyone else does, they're not sane.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming.
Oh, my goodness.
Do you know this chap?
That's Mason Bartman, the philanthropist.
What's all this then?
The victim had been kneeling in some kind of solution. If I can determine what it is, it could inform our search.
Hence the apparatus.
The apparatus, yes. Yes. Pure water is conductive, but salt water is more so.
Bloody hell, look at that. So if you knew it was salt, why not just taste it?
Because could have been arsenic.
Genius. So he was kneeling in salt?
Brine, I suspect. Fairly concentrated at that.
Where would that happen? A salt lake. He was a farmer. Or meat packing. Lots of salt there.
Most use refrigeration nowadays.
A salt mine. There's an old brine well up near Bolton. Margaret's brother-in-law used to work there.
Bolton? Bolton. There it is.
Less than a mile from Humber Station.
That can't be a coincidence.
Probably not.
If we hurry, we can make the 12:45.
It looks to be abandoned.
Doesn't seem operational. But there were loads of fresh carriage tracks at the gate.
What's this then?
Not as derelict as we assumed.
Looks like an elevator. But there's no buttons.
There's a ladder here.
How far do you think?
I can't see the bottom. If it reaches the saline stratum, could be several hundred feet.
You go ahead. I'll stay up here.
After you.
Oh, crikey.
Names, please.
This is Detective Murdoch, and I'm Inspector Brackenreed of the Transoc Constabulary.
Neither of you is an invitee.
We're here on police business.
Well, you're out of your jurisdiction. I must ask you to leave.
What are you two doing here?
Oh, I could ask the same.
Yeah, sir, we're still not quite sure, but look, we've been given these lovely pocket watches.
Ooh, I'll have one of those. Oi,
Perhaps I haven't made myself clear.
we're on a murder investigation. Now, unless...
Shush. The presentation's about to begin.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming and welcome to the end of the world. For 76 years, we knew this fellow was coming. We didn't know exactly when or where. The complexities of orbital mechanics make such predictions impossible. But among them was a low probability that Halley's comet would collide with Earth. It's happened before, more times than we can count. The meteor that made this was 150 feet in diameter. The resulting crater was 40 times that size. Now, imagine if Earth was struck by an object 10 million times as massive. That's Halley's Comet. A collision of that magnitude would destroy every remnant of human civilization. I wish I could say that this was the greatest danger we face, but with each technology comes new and more terrible weapons. We know too much of the folly of human nature to believe that we wouldn't use them against each other in an orgy of self-annihilation. So what are we to do? While the threats we face are existential, their probability is unknowable. But as I say, it's happened before. Laugh if you must, but this is what I'm proposing, folks. A repository of our accumulated human knowledge and those humans best suited to its continuation. Thanks to our benefactor, Mason Bartman, and the tireless efforts of the team tasked with its design and construction, we have made such an ark here in the cavity left by this old brine well. Each of you has been chosen for your skills and expertise in not just maintaining the human species, but of society itself and accumulated knowledge. These are more than just party gifts. In the event of a sudden catastrophe, an alarm will sound. Upon hearing this, you are to return to this facility with your immediate family. You will likely never get the call. But if you do, the future of mankind depends on your heeding it. Thank you.
I'm not sure I want the responsibility of saving humanity.
I suspect you won't be required to heed the call anytime soon.
I suppose some of us are not good enough. Well, Inspector, I'd invite you, but you heard what he said. Immediate family only.
Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate
James,
it.
quite the presentation.
George, Julia, thank you so much for coming.
Murdoch and I are just here on business, apparently.
I'm afraid to ask.
You happen to know this man?
Dear God, that's Kenvin.
Kenvin.
Wiley, he worked for me.
He was found stabbed to death last night in Corktown.
Corktown?
Does this surprise you?
Well, I thought he was here last night. I didn't know that he'd left. Vagel, what time did Kenvin sign out?
He didn't. I noted his absence as I was closing up.
What time was that?
Shortly before midnight.
When did you last see him?
Well, at supper. He was dining with Mr. Pendrick and Bartman.
That's right. About 7.
Did you notice anything unusual in his demeanor?
It was the night before the launch. I doubt I'd notice. Thank you.
He had been kneeling in brine.
Where could this have happened?
Above us is 600 feet of shale and limestone, but flowing over that is the Humber River. Water gets in. It's rare, but it happens. Is it important?
I don't know yet.
Well, my team is at your disposal. How can we help you, Detective?
Now that our victim has a name, I suppose I'd like to know more about him.
Well, all my personnel files are kept in the library. Come with me.
Mr. Pendrick, why a brine well?
Well, no excavation was necessary. We simply moved into an existing space, and salt is an excellent medium for long-term storage. And being 600 feet deep, we're insulated from the effects of any calamity that may occur on the surface.
This is your library?
To save space, all documents are filmed and then projected. These cabinets contain all current scientific publications, plus an assortment of the great works of literature. I'm afraid your respective works have not been included, in spite of their obvious merit. In your case, a crime-solving manual would be unnecessary in a society without crime.
Is that why William wasn't invited?
Indeed, although a moot point, given that he would be included as a member of your family.
Where does that leave me?
I'm sorry, Tom, but friendship alone cannot be a determining factor.
But Crabtree makes the cut.
Well, George Crabtree sees things that others don't. He thinks outside the,
Realm of sanity.
Outside the box.
The bloody box. What box?
The box that holds the way everybody else thinks.
Exactly. Well put.
Sure, I just felt a drop.
Oh, yes. Look at this.
Is that where he kneeled then?
I believe so. And if it was, then it was likely...
How do you know what he was looking for?
Well, this one is out of place. Modern Technology Quarterly, spring 1906.
Allow me.
Seems the entire issue is dedicated to the mechanized dispersal of liquid aerosols.
Ooh, that's a page turner.
So why was Wiley looking at it?
I have no idea. Excuse me, gentlemen. Camden had a master's degree in biology. He lived in Parkdale.
His ticket was for the Don Station.
He likely wasn't going home then.
Oh, he was studying under Dr. Henry Sanford.
Someone you know?
Well, I did know him. He died a few years ago. He was working on a plague vaccine.
Sanford.
I've heard it's back. In India, maybe China.
Listen to this. An Ernestine Sanford reported a break-in at her father's lab at 43 Tate Street.
When was this?
9:35 last night, sir.
Maybe that's what Wiley was doing in Coketown.
I was fetching coal from the bin when I heard someone rummaging back here. They must have entered through the window.
Did you get a look at him?
I didn't see him at all. I went back into the house and telephoned the police. When I returned, I found the tarp has been pulled off my father's desk, his journal was opened, and this box was here.
This appears to be a lab journal.
This looks like it's been in a fire.
Why would someone be looking at these?
No idea. I didn't follow my father's work.
Your father was researching the bubonic plague?
Pneumonic, actually.
Is there a difference?
Bubonic is spread by fleas. Pneumonic is transmissible between humans and, in this case, rats. Oh, my goodness.
What is it?
There was an accidental outbreak. Rats in separate cages became infected.
Aerosol transmission.
That's unusual for the plague.
Perhaps it was a new strain?
The speed of infection suggests a transmissibility equal to or greater than the measles.
My goodness. You can get the measles from someone across the street.
He's left instructions that these vials be burned in a kiln.
Why not do that himself?
Perhaps he realized that he was infected.
That must be it. He never told me. I found the body and he left instructions to be cremated.
He took his own life.
And I never knew why until now.
He's highlighted a sequence of numbers here. What are they?
JA1731 through to JA1738. Those are the vials he's instructed to be incinerated.
Well, these have been incinerated, but the numbers don't match. Perhaps the wrong batch was incinerated?
So what happened to the vials containing the plague?
Is that why Mr. Wiley was looking at schematics for aerosol dispersal mechanisms?
William, the pneumonic form of the plague is 99% fatal.
It seems someone has created a way of releasing a plague that would wipe out humanity.
Perhaps it is the end of the world. Here, look at this.
This is what he was looking at.
Or one just like it.
The entire issue is dedicated to pressurized liquid dispersal mechanisms.
For what purpose?
Artificial pollination.
Fragrance.
Paint.
Paint?
The point is, one of these could be used for the rapid dispersal of an aerosolized plague.
So what you're saying is that there's some nutcase out there hell-bent on wiping out humanity?
I honestly don't know what is happening, sir. Only that we've discovered what Mr. Wiley himself was seeking.
So was Wiley killed by someone trying to stop him from releasing the plague?
I would think it was the other way around. That he was trying to stop his killer from releasing the plague.
How's that?
Well, here he's been stabbed several times, and instead of finding himself help, he comes to me to tell me that it's the end of the world.
You think he was trying to warn you?
Given the potential peril, we should assume the threat remains.
If the intent is to release a plague, wouldn't it also come with a plan to survive it?
The Ark. Is Pendrick behind this?
Impossible.
Kenvin Wiley worked with Dr. Sanford. He also worked on the Ark.
I'm not denying the coincidence of it, Murdoch, or the logic. I simply find it beyond contemplation.
Who knew of the Ark project?
A couple of hundred people. It wasn't a well-kept secret.
Which of the invitees knew?
I have no idea. None were told before the launch, but word gets around.
Who originally conceived of the Ark?
I did, I suppose.
When?
3 years ago or thereabouts?
Could you be more specific?
If necessary. Why?
Because we're bloody asking, James.
The outbreak in Dr. Sanford's laboratory occurred in June 1907. What we would like to know is if the idea of the Ark arose subsequent to that.
The discussion was first broached on the Pendrick parlor early in the fall semester. Someone posted a calculation of the probability of Haley's comet colliding with Earth. It stirred a vigorous discussion in which I was an active participant. Oh, dear God, Murdoch. Was I manipulated? Have I been duped?
Who else took part in this discussion?
Mason Bartman is the only one I knew by name. Most people preferred pseudonyms.
Is there any record of these discussions?
Yes, the parlor is closed, but most of the exchanges in the public forum have been archived. I'll have a portal delivered immediately.
Sirs?
What have you, George?
I've been going through Dr. Sanford's research. A familiar name came up.
Well, spit it out, Crabtree.
All this plague research was funded by Mason Bartman.
I'm a philanthropist, Detective. I give to dozens of charities.
Why plague research?
Is that a serious question? Bubonic plague has devastated the poor countries of Asia. And if I'm being serious, I was fearful of the outbreak reaching Canada.
Is that why you funded the Ark project?
It's one of the reasons.
Whose idea was it to build this Ark?
For all I know, it was mine. I'm a fearful man, Detective. I fear for my family, I fear for myself, I fear for... We fly through the comet's tail tonight. Scientists predicted that cyanogen would poison us all.
Apparently that won't happen.
Perhaps. But I'll be spending tonight in the Ark with my family, just in case.
Sir, I think I found something.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Bartman.
Yes, sir.
Good day.
I've been through the Pendrick archives.
Did you find any relevant discussions?
I did, and then I went further back, and I found an exchange you'll definitely be interested in between two people, Cat Lady and LMN 899. LMN writes, population growth is an exponential function. Humanity may be the pinnacle of evolution, but it is a cancer on the natural world. Cat Lady responds, well, perhaps a cull is in order. What percentage do we eliminate? LMN, I say we go back to day 1. Cat Lady, make it day 2. We'll need an Adam and an Eve. LMN, H-A-H-A-H-A.
What is a...
Ha ha ha! We'll need an Ark too if we want to ride out the storm.
What date was this exchange?
Sir, August 12th, 1907.
So about a month before the purported Ark discussions.
Cat Lady then writes, well, Adam, it's a big job we have ahead of us. How do you propose we go about killing everybody but us? And here's the clincher, sir. He writes, well, Eve, pneumonic plague is 99% deadly. I'll take care of that. You start building the Ark.
Oh, we need to find those two.
Sir, I have no idea who LMN 899 could be, but I used to work with a woman whose parlor name was Cat Lady.
Your pseudonym is Cat Lady?
Yes. I like cats. Oh my God. I remember this.
You're discussing using pneumonic plague to wipe out humanity.
Yes, but we weren't serious. You can't think this represents an actual plan. It was a flirtation with a perfect stranger. It was fun to be so wicked. For God's sakes, we're talking about the death of almost 2 billion people. You can't think. I know nothing about plague science.
But you knew about Mr. Pendrick's ARC project?
Yes, but I didn't know I'd be included.
Who is LMN 899?
I don't know. That's the truth.
LMN899.
Could it be a telephone number?
Or a name?
What kind of name's that?
Well, initials, sir. First, middle, and last. Lucy Maud Montgomery.
And the numbers, 899?
A birth year, month?
September 89. If that is it, well, the bugger should be easy to find. We'll get cracking, Crabtree.
Just a moment. George, say it again once, quickly.
LMN 899.
Try it now.
Eliminate 99. Eliminate 99, as in percent.
That's it. It's got to be. Eliminate is our own.
Yes, almost definitely, but he'll be difficult to find.
Eliminate 99 was likely an invitee to the Pendrick ARC. That should narrow the range. Look into everything Eliminate has ever written on the Pendrick parlor.
I can help.
August 10th, 1907. Is this his first message?
Read it.
The problem is mathematical. All population growth is exponential. It will double per unit time until it encounters a constraint. In the case of bacteria, that constraint is often the death of its host.
And I write back. That's kind of like us. Bodies to bacteria as Earth is to us. It's scale symmetry.
Scale symmetry?
Yes, I was trying to impress him with my cleverness.
Effie! I'm sorry, I should have called.
There's been a change of plans?
You could say that.
Constable! Constable! You must do something about this.
See the comet through a telescope, 59 Cornwall Street. What's the problem with that?
It's my telescope. My address.
This is fascinating. Is this a reference to the doubling penny wager?
Yes.
The what?
It's an idea meant to convey the concept of exponential growth.
Would you rather have $1 million or a penny which doubles every day for a month?
$1 million? Well, surely that's...
The same.
But a doubling penny would take...
It takes a week to reach $1. Another week takes you to $100.
Times 100 each week.
So the third week would go from 100 to 10,000, and the fourth, 1 million.
10 more days, and you've got $1 billion. How much longer to reach 2 billion?
1 more day.
Thanks to modern medicine and agriculture, we're doubling every 50 years. In 100 years, we could have 7 billion people.
7 billion? That's hardly sustainable. We'd starve to death first. There's your constraint.
Want to make the world livable for another 10,000 years? Go back a few weeks.
It's logical. Completely barmy, but logical.
All right, listen up. You're all on private property and need to disband immediately. Oi! Whoever's still here in 30 seconds will be wearing these tonight. If you'd like to live your final moments in a cell, I'd be happy to oblige.
What on earth is that?
Yes, this is definitely one.
And there's a triggering device set to release it at midnight.
Right after the comet is due to set.
The two chambers allow for the rapid compression of contents before it's released as a fine aerosol. The droplet size is 20 microns.
Just one droplet inhaled could start a pandemic.
So the vial itself isn't pressurized then?
William, please be careful.
JA1735. This is one of them.
We need to get it into a kiln right away. There's one at the university.
Henry, notify every station house. Each constable in this city needs to be on the lookout for these. There are 7 remaining. They all need to be found before midnight. Hurry. Sir.
The plague must have been released.
We should hurry.
Someone at the Ark was alerted.
Give us a moment, James.
Of course.
I can't go.
I'm not leaving without you.
Julia, you have to. For Susanna's sake, you have to. It's all right.
Who triggered the alarm?
I did. I thought a plague had been released.
And how did you find out?
Mason Bartman arrived with information I should have received from you.
You overstepped your authority.
I had no knowledge of your whereabouts. As head of logistics, it was left to me to make the decision.
It was a rash decision. The plague has not been released, and we've identified the culprit.
Well, who is it?
He goes by Eliminate 99.
That's not a name.
We've already discovered one dispersal device, and the entire constabulary has been alerted. I'm confident we'll find the others.
Indeed. And how confident are you?
More confident than I am in you at the moment.
Very well. That is your evaluation. Consider this my resignation.
Oh, for God's sakes, Ian! Ian, I misspoke! It's 10:30. We have an hour and a half. Let's not waste it.
Sir? Somebody rented out a cargo hold.
A ship?
Claimed it would be protected from the cyanogen.
And was there a disperser on board?
They found it in the air intake.
Good Lord. And the vial?
Taken to the university as per instruction.
Very good. Which serial number?
JA1737.
Very good, Henry. Get back out there.
Sir.
It's the end of the world, Lord, Lord.
You check that direction, I'll take over there.
The world, dear Lord. Well, it's the end of the world, Lord, Lord, Lord. It's the end of the world, dear Lord. There's a comet in the sky coming down on us, raining fire and poison from above. We done wrecked this whole world, so we got to pay the price of fire and death from above. Alrighty now.
Lord help us.
Yeah, but you need.
It's a coming.
Don't stop. Help us now. Any day now. Yeah, it's a coming.
All right.
Coming back. Raining hellfire. Won't you sing it all out? It's the end of the world, Lord, Lord, Lord. It's the end of the world, dear Lord. There's a comet in the sky coming down on us, raining fire and poison from above. We done wrecked this whole world, so we got to pay the price of fire and death from above.
Yes, indeed.
Well, it's the end of the world, Lord, Lord, Lord. It's the end of the world, dear Lord. It's the end of the world, dear Lord.
believe it. George, you have to see this.
Adam Ivy, password Tesla.
It's Pendrick. Eliminate 99 is Pendrick.
What? I think we should start at the beginning.
Yes, please.
Eliminate 99's first chat was August 7th, but I remember chats from before, so I conducted a search for specific words he used.
Clever idea.
And we found this name.
Before he was Eliminate 99, he was Adam Ivy.
Isn't that a plant?
Yes, and Mr. Pendrick had one in his office.
And that's why
So I checked, and every one of his posts came from inside Pendrick headquarters. Executive suite.
Still.
So I was able to reverse engineer the passcode.
And it was Tesla, so?
Tesla was the name of Pendrick's dog at the time.
Coincidence?
Yes, it has to be.
What was your passcode?
Violet.
Who's Violet?
She was my dog. But this is Pendrick we're talking about. I mean, he's trying to save humanity, not destroy it.
Unless this is his way of saving humanity.
This is testable. What was Pendrick's passcode?
My God, it can't be.
What is this?
Where was it?
The Academy Theater, sir. Take a look at this. It seems every disperser we found had some connection to Halley's Comet.
I suppose that's where the crowds are. He's a little too clever for his own good. Right then. So we're only looking for things related to the comet.
That's right.
Sirs, I've got some names. Both the cargo hold and the observatory were rented by Mr. L.M. Nate and Hugh Minetti.
Well, let's look them up and bring them in.
You won't find them. If you say both names quickly, you get Eliminate Humanity.
I really want to get this bugger.
I don't know what to say. I'm astonished you'd think me capable of such a crime, let alone carrying it out.
So you're not Adam Ivy?
No.
His posts came from the executive portal, using your passcode. If not you, then who?
Anybody on the executive floor had access.
Well, the critical point is that he worked for Pendrick Enterprises on or before July 1907. So who's here now that worked for you then?
There would be several.
Mr. Vagel.
Can't be him. He just left in high dudgeon.
Ian Vagel. Initials IV.
Right. But then Adam.
We should check his personnel file.
Right.
My God. It is him.
And he earned his biology degree the same year as Wilde.
It was Bagel who convinced me to invite you to the Ark.
I always thought he fancied me.
But he just left.
Well, maybe he knew we'd be onto it.
No signal. He's cut the lines.
We'll make the call from Humber Station.
The elevator's not working.
Shut us in.
Well, there's this ladder.
It's 600 feet straight up.
I'm claustrophobic. I can't do it.
I can.
Excellent.
I'll go with you.
7 out of 8. Only one more to go.
It may as well be 100 if we don't find it.
So what now? We've checked every comet-related event.
We expand our search. If only we knew who was behind this.
Have you talked to Pendrick?
I tried calling, but I can't get through.
If they'd found something, they would have told us.
Are you okay?
I'm all right. I'll be right there.
Thank you. That was Station House 5. They've sent constables down every street looking for gatherings. Nothing.
I've heard the same from Station Houses 1 and 3.
Look, Murdoch. The last train to Humber Station leaves in 15 minutes. Save yourself.
I'm not going anywhere, sir.
We just got a telegram from Humber Station. It's a message from George.
Culprit Ian Vagel, stop. Bought ticket to Parkdale at 10:17. Address 1201 Queen Street West.
You think he's been here already?
Sir, look.
Clock's about to strike midnight.
The vial's been removed.
Sirs, the landlady saw Vagel leave about a half an hour ago.
Oh,
Look at that.
we passed through the tail tonight.
With a bit of luck, that'll kill us before the plague gets us.
Look, it's George. We got the first training we could.
Vagel was gone when we arrived.
He took the plague vial with him.
I think I know where he's gone. The roof of Pendrick Enterprises. We used to have lunch there. It's his favorite place.
Murdoch, you take Mrs. Struthers and check it out. We'll get copies of his photos out to all the other station houses. Go on.
Hold it right there, Mr. Vagel.
Ian, don't.
What are you doing here? I locked you in. You shouldn't be here.
Hand me that vial, and we can all walk away.
You don't understand. We're a cancer. We'll destroy the planet and then ourselves. It's inevitable.
It's not. Look at me. No children. Maybe that's our future.
If you release the contents of that vial, then it's all over. For everyone.
I can still be Eve to your Adam. We can go live on an island.
You know it's too late for that. Stand back.
I don't want to die. Not like this.
No.
Ian, no!
So that's it then? The world is safe?
For now.
Unless he's right.
Right.
Maybe we're the ones destroying the planet.
Well, it's our planet, isn't it? Besides, that's for future generations to worry about.
Oh my goodness. It's beautiful.
Look at that, Susanna. That's Haley's comet. The next time you see that, you'll be an old woman.
The world will be a very different place.